bad with. We've also, I think, put the perimeter lights on too. That one? Brighten it up a little bit. It's the XSD digital YouTube one. What's that? Yeah. It is. It's like a channel. It's a channel like within a channel, I guess, like Kiel created. Yes.
Should be on now. No. It should be on. I think it's on. Yeah, it's on. Okay, yeah. That's perfect.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Real quick announcements for my undergrads. Again, we'll have a sign-in sheet out here at the end, so please remember to sign in before you head off for the day. Really excited to have our guest, George Kiel III, here today. He's a Texas State alumnus, which is cool in of its own right, but he also went through our program here, School of Journalism and Mass Comm. He is the editor-in-chief of NiceKicks.com, one of the internet's most comprehensive sneaker-themed sites. Through his 7-year career at Nice Kicks, Kiel has developed into a household name in the basketball and sneaker worlds alike. His interaction and work with various NBA teams, players, and celebrities has resulted in appearances on ESPN, BET, and the New York Times. In addition to Nice Kicks, he is the co-founder, president, and executive director of the Kiel Colon Cancer Foundation. He founded it and the Kick and Roll Classic 3-on-3 basketball event as a promise to honor his mother's name forever and extend her legacy through his love of basketball and sneakers. So he'll be talking with John Zemickley today. Let's please welcome George Kiel III.
All right, George. Like we said, we're very happy to have you here. George is a Texas State alum. He graduated from here. What year was it?
08.
2008 in our journalism program. So very cool to have you back. And you've come from Mass Comm Week before, and we just can't get enough. He's a very humble guy, and I'm very happy to have you. So thanks for coming.
No problem. No problem. It's my first time back in Old Main.
Yeah.
It's still the same. The steps.
Yeah.
I know you guys struggle with the steps. I did.
So if you could kind of give us a backdrop for how you got to Nice Kicks, you know, kind of the steps you took to get there, and from being a journalism student to actually working there.
Yeah, so my senior year here, I did 19 hours, also while doing an internship with Fox KTBC in Austin. I also played on the basketball team as well, and I also wrote for the University Star. So that was all in one in my senior year, and it was a struggle, but I made so many connections and I networked a lot, especially with the internship. The internship coordinator and the CEO of Nice Kicks just so happened to be really good friends, and that's how I got a chance to start working with Nice Kicks, and pretty much the rest is history. But that's just a testament to networking. Networking is key in any aspect of journalism, any aspect of communications. Just getting to know people in the field is key.
So had you heard of Nice Kicks at all before you started working there?
Yeah, I heard of Nice Kicks before. I've always been into sneakers, but not as much as I am now. I would say I'm more into basketball than sneakers, but the thought of working with sneakers through basketball really kind of got me. So that's kind of why I started working there.
Cool. So when you first started at Nice Kicks, did you blog for them? Did you come up with content for their website, or what kind of was your role?
Yeah, so I was a blogger, staff writer. All I did was regular post day by day, maybe 10 to 12 blog posts a day. And then we started doing a series called Kicks on Court, where we highlight some of the best shoes worn in the NBA the night before. And so that was my column for nicekicks.com. That's one that I held dearly. I really wanted to work on that one because no one was doing that at the time. So that was for I'd say for 2 years. I did staff writing and I worked on that column and I built it up until what it is now, and it spun off to be YouTube video series from it. We have season credentials to the Spurs, in which we go do interviews with the Spurs and the away team, whoever comes in there. So that's been the gist of that from Kicks on Court.
So being a digital-only company, really, what kind of conversations have you guys had, like just trying to grow your digital market? Because you're not really having to print out any, and it's not a TV cast, it's not a print product, it's a digital product only. So kind of, do you guys have a digital-first mindset in that company, and is it very social media focused? And what's kind of your messaging as it relates to digital?
Yeah, it's very social media focused. We have a huge following on social media. I'd say 2.3 million people follow the Nice Kicks Instagram. We have close to 500,000 people on Twitter, and our Snapchat is very big as well. And so that's how we push our articles. We push our content through social media, which can be a very big engine as far as who sees what and how they see it and how they view it if done correctly. So social media is key as far as us pushing our content.
So can you give us kind of a day-to-day at Nice Kicks, what you do typically? I know it's kind of grown, your position has obviously grown as being editor-in-chief. So what does your day look like?
So my day varies. I'd say lately my days have been changing diapers. But
Yeah.
I would say a day-to-day has been, I do a lot of editing. I don't do as much writing as I used to do. I used to do a lot of column writing, but now with my new position as being editor-in-chief, I do a lot of editing and I do a lot of content creating for others on our staff. And occasionally, maybe I'd say twice a month, I travel. And I do the video series that we do, Sneak Peek, which we'll show you in a second. And I do a lot of setting up interviews for some of our staff writers as well. So that's, again, networking and the face-to-face and just getting the word out there about nicekicks.com and coming up with new ideas, because we've been going for the last 10 years. This is actually our 10-year anniversary in April. And you always have to change it up. You always have to change the pace and not be doing the same thing over and over again.
Right, having a good strategy and then analyzing it and what's working, what's not, and what are the new sites that are out there like Snapchat, and trying to use new platforms. It's a constant process.
Definitely. Snapchat actually overtook our Instagram account as our most used now.
Wow.
And I don't even have a personal Snapchat, so I'm like behind the times. But Snapchat is huge. It's huge. Everyone uses Snap. How many people use Snapchat here? Gosh, I'm like the only one in the room.
So when you're trying to figure out a strategy for this stuff, are you kind of leading that strategy, or do you have people that specifically are focused on here's what's working, here's not, here's our analytics, and here we have, do you have people that do that, or are you kind of you're heading that?
No,
area as
definitely.
well?
We have people that look at our analytics every single hour.
Yeah.
Just paying attention to the trends, paying attention to the hottest times on our website. It seems, I say around 8 to 10 p.m., like everyone gets on nicekicks.com. And so because we know that, we release some of our best content during that time, just to capitalize on people viewing the website. It's around that time, and I'd say around like 10 to noon. And so that's when we usually put out our videos to kind of, keep up with who's all on the site. And then those are the times usually where other sites and other companies share our work, Complex Magazine, different types of publications that want to share our content. So we make sure that during those times we are at our best, and we capitalize off that, and page views come strong from that. So
Wow, could we show a couple videos? Have you guys seen the sneak peeks and the sole access that Nice Kicks puts out? So can you talk a little bit about sneak peeks and what those are?
Yeah. So how many people remember MTV Cribs? Everyone remembers that. So sneak peek is very similar to that, but it's sneaker focused. So we go inside of celebrities and athletes' homes and check out their sneaker collections. We've done a range of people from DJ Khaled to Allison Felix, who is a gold medalist that we're about to show you. Ludacris. Can't show that one. That's not. To various people, and sometimes they're not always celebrities. They're just very big sneaker enthusiasts. So it's people from all walks of life that just share a common interest in sneakers, and it's awesome to go to these different people's homes to just check out like why they're so passionate about sneakers, and they're usually passionate about other things that we don't show, but it's awesome to see. So you can check it out here.
Yeah, let's take a look.
What's going on, world? It's another episode of Sneak Peek there on your screen. I'm your host, George Kiel. Glad you tuned in. So far in season 4, in which we call the season of first, we featured the first professional skater, the first retired athlete, and the first episode filmed outside of a home. So in episode 4, we break ground yet again, this time featuring the first ever female Olympic gold medalist, Allison Felix. Now you'll see some impressive shoes here, but what's crazy is the actual built-in setup. Check it out. All right, Nice Kicks fam, we're out here in LA again, this time with Olympic gold medalist, track and field, Allison Felix. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Now, you're the first lady of Sneak Peek.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but I know you have them in there.
A little bit.
Yeah, well, let's go check them out.
All right. Okay, so this is my collection, and most of it is really focused on just stuff that I couldn't get when I was younger. Fell in love with Jordans, with the playoff 11s. And at the time, I remember me and my brother took a picture. Somebody at church had a pair, and neither of us, at the time could get them. And we took a picture of them, and so that's really what set it off for me. When I first signed my first contract, I was with Adidas, and I was with them for about 6 years. So I couldn't really collect because I couldn't wear them. So when I got with Nike, that's when I really started to pick up the shoes that I had always wanted. And they're just kind of set up in order. Ones, I don't really have a lot of twos, but 3s, 4s, they go all the way down, and have some Kobe's, some KD's, some LeBron's, and some other stuff sprinkled throughout there. Starting over here, I have 1 through 15, some of my favorites set up. The playoffs started off my love for Jordans, but my first pair, 5th grade basketball at Grant Hills, that was the first time that I was actually able to get a shoe. So had to get those when they came back out. And I remember I was going back and forth between those and J Kids. And so now I'm able to get them both, but I had chose the Grant Hills at the time. From there on, that's when I kind of fell in love, started collecting. I love threes. So I have those. My favorite pair is probably the Cements. Wear these, you can tell I wear these a lot. Nike knows that I love Jordans and have great reps over there. So they sent me this pair, has my logo on them, the AF. So they always take care of me over there. Of course, I talked about how 11s are some of my favorite, and just got these, the Gamma Blues, and I got the AF on them too. So,
since you're the first lady of Sneak Peek, what's something that we could find in your closet that we couldn't find in males' closets?
Probably the 10s. You know, they only came out in the smaller sizes. So those are always fun to pick up. And then I have I don't really wear these. I don't think I've worn them at all yet, but I have the Sky Highs. Lots of different colorways in those. I love the Tiffany colorways. Have the 10s, Tiffany's. I really like them. They're really feminine. Can do a lot with them. I believe I got these at the employee store a while back, I think when I had first signed with Nike. I don't wear a ton of LeBrons, but I like these because they're lower. And to me, they just look like a nice, clean shoe. And I know a lot of the guys talk about the shoes that they play basketball in. These are some of the shoes that I run in. When I first went to Nike, that was one of the really cool processes, being able to collaborate with them on just coming up with the best shoe, something really innovative. And I remember the first time I met Tinker, it was just, awesome and just blown away up there. But we've come up with some really cool stuff. So this is kind of where we started out with, has my logo on it. Just kind of a more fun shoe. And then these are the ones I wore in London. Super light. Really the upper fits to your foot like a glove, and have my logos on them in there. And I wore these this past year. It's just very similar.
Speaking of gloves, like I'm seeing a glove over there, and it's not the most recent one.
So my gloves, there's a story behind these. So I've got the super busted pair, but these were the pair that really started everything for me. I was playing basketball in 9th grade wearing these and knew nothing about track at all. Went out for the track team in these. My coach, he was timing. He was doing like 60-meter sprints and he was timing. I was wearing these and he kept looking at the time like, you're kind of quick. Kept remeasuring it, kept having me run. And that's where I realized I had some talent. But it all started with these pairs. So had to get them when they re-released. But I always keep these around to remember my humble beginnings.
Who are some of your favorite Nike athletes? Because, Nike has a ton of athletes from Paul Rodriguez to Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite?
Probably my favorite, just as an athlete and a competitor, is Kobe. Just because, the heart that he plays with and determination. Of course, LeBron is, absolutely great to watch. Let's see, Serena, she's someone who I definitely enjoy watch competing. There's just so many, there's lots of females, Maria Sharapova. So lots of different ones, I like to get out there and support them.
Yeah, and out of all the basketball ones, Kobe is your favorite as far as shoes?
As far as shoes, yeah, I love Kobe's. I went to USC, so of course I have a lot of shoes. These are ID'd. They have my number I wore in basketball, like the last ones too, these ones. And then I like just the fun things that they do with them, some of the newer ones, Pit Vipers and the Mine Grays. And then I spent so much time in Europe that, soccer inspired Kobe. It's really cool. I also have some LeBrons and KDs, breast cancer, pearls, USA's, had to do those.
We have a section on Nice Kicks called My Five, where we ask the person, what are the 5 shoes in their current rotation and why?
Okay.
So give me your 5.
My 5. Right now, let's see, what am I wearing? Well, the Cement 3s are always in my rotation. I've been wearing these a little bit, the gloves, the 4s.
I feel all self-conscious about my shoes now. I'm like, my Ralph Lauren's, you know, they're cool. I need something a little brighter. That's awesome. That's really cool. So you just basically are going to, I mean, how do you find, like, do they contact you? Are you contacting them? Are you snowballing, trying to find out who's got the next best closet?
Yeah, so it seems as if it's gotten easier. The first year of us doing that, well, I'll say the first episode was with a guy that played with the San Antonio Spurs named Steven Jackson. And that was, I just maintained a relationship with him. And I told him, like, hey, we're starting this new series. Let us come to your house and film. And he was like, come to my house. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, nah. But then I kind of, you know, told him what it was about. And that's pretty much how that happened. And I say the 2 or 3 episodes after that, it was me reaching out. But it started to get easier where people would reach out to us after we had a few under our belt. And that looked like, you know, the emails, hey, this is what we're doing. This is one of the most viewed YouTube series. It gets millions of views. So check it out and let me know what you think or whatever. And after that, it became easier for people to kind of reach out. We had the DJ Khaled one happened where his team reached out and was like, hey, let's get this going. And he did too much. But
That's awesome. So another effort you guys do in terms of video is the Soul Access.
Right.
And so what's that all about?
So Soul Access is kind of a behind the scenes look at various sports teams and from the view of the equipment manager. The equipment manager is just as important as the team members. He actually does everything the team members do. He eats with them. They fly together. They stay in luxurious hotels together. He's basically on the team, just not playing. And when I say he's on the team, like he's getting the salary some of those guys get as well. But it's basically a look behind the scenes at what goes on in the locker rooms as far as him dealing with like the footwear, the apparel, and everything else.
Yeah, let's watch a couple minutes of this one.
What's going on, world? We're here at Baylor University with another Soul Access, the first college edition with Brett Buffton. How you doing, man?
Good. Glad to have you guys.
Yeah, this is going to be our first football Soul Access. So what do you got in there to show us?
Well, you know, we got a couple good things for you. Just kind of show you, you know, our equipment room, what we do from day to day. Talk about some of our shoes, show you a few big pairs, a couple custom pairs that we've done. So,
And I'm sure a lot of people want to see those gold helmets.
yeah, we can pull those out too. We got a couple sets we'll show you.
Cool. Let's check it out.
All right, let's go. All right, so as we come in here, we got a couple of our mannequins set up. We kind of just have this set up for recruits or even for our guys on a week-to-week. Our players will come in, change them up, tell us what they want to see, give them different options of what we're going to wear that week. So this is a couple of our options that we have. And we got plenty of options. We got, let's see, 4 different jerseys, colors, 5 different pants, and 6 different helmets that we'll wear. So
what's the favorite combination amongst the players now?
all black's always a player favorite. Our fan favorite's anything with our gold helmet, but the black and the new silver that we have is definitely some of the players' favorites. So the gray uniforms and the silver helmet. Moving on over here, we kind of have this set up. We do a lot of our recruiting at the stadium now, but this is for when guys come through, just showing a couple of different polos that our coaches will wear, our players will get different T-shirts and shorts and things like that, and then a couple of the travel suits that they'll get throughout the year.
And I'm seeing tons of cleats over here.
Yeah, so this past weekend with the weather, the Hurricane Patricia that was coming up through Mexico and everything, we had a lot of weather, it rained the entire game. So cleaning up after a wet rain game is a longer process than your typical week. And so we've had these sitting out to dry out so they can air out and be ready to go for the next week when we need them.
And how many different styles are over here in this one corner right here?
So there's probably about 7 different styles of cleats that our guys wear. You got low tops, mids, and then a couple of our lineman cleats. So it's really whatever they want to wear, whatever's most comfortable for them. We'll give them, you know, an option and make everything available to them. So that's a couple of them there. We'll take a look back here at some more of them. So on any given week to go with the uniforms, we'll have 4 different colorways that we'll use. We'll have black and gold in all the different styles.
Cool. Well, that's another, yeah. So it sounds like you do a lot of different, you wear many hats, whether it's interviewing somebody or doing a lot of behind the scenes work in planning, strategizing. And not only that, but out of kind of your influence here with Nice Kicks, you've also been able to really grow your nonprofit, which is Kiel Colon Cancer.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about the progression of kind of what led to the creation of your nonprofit and kind of what your goals are in that?
Yeah. So my mom passed of colon cancer in March of 2014. And immediately everyone in the family had questions like, why? What is colon cancer? Why did she pass from it? So through my research, I wanted to do something in memory of her, which is how the sneaker themed kick and roll classic 3-on-3 basketball event started. Actually, John helped me with that. It raises awareness for colon cancer. A lot of people, you always see the digital media pushes about breast cancer during October. Everyone sees pink. NFL wears it, NBA wears it, but a lot of people don't realize that colon cancer is the second leading cause of all cancer-related deaths in the U.S. So I really wanted to do something to kind of educate people and make people aware of the disease. So we started the Kiel Colon Cancer Foundation. The classic started July, and then we started the Colon Cancer Foundation in January of 2015. And one of the biggest things we do to raise awareness is something called the Blue Knots Initiative. And that involves everyone wearing blue shoelaces during the month of March, which is now Colon Cancer Awareness Month. And I actually have some on right now. A lot of people got behind this like crazily. I didn't even expect it to be what it is. And we had NBA players wearing them. We had recently just Baylor University, their basketball team wore them on ESPN just to show their support for colon cancer. So it's taking off rather quickly, but it's just a testament to show how, like, if you have a passion for something, you have to take the necessary steps. And it's not just getting out there and posting something on social media. Like, there's so much that happens behind the scenes, and it's basically you're building it from the ground up.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, you built this from just an idea to a 3-on-3 basketball tournament into a full-fledged 501c3. Yeah. And that's another hat that you have to wear. It's like, I don't know how to start a nonprofit, you know, and you're starting to build these things and kind of from the ground up. So where did you start? Like, I know a lot of these students are learning about, you know, being entrepreneurs, and a lot of people might want to get into the sector of nonprofit entrepreneurship. Where do you start with something like that? You know, how did you kind of develop that?
So first, I'd say my first advice to you guys is if you want to start something, do your research first. Never just jump out there and just say, I want to start a food truck and just go buy a truck. Like, the funny story, my sister was like, I want to do a food truck. And she was like, I'm going to start that probably in the next couple of months. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, I didn't know that you had to have a license for it. And I was like, you think you just, you know? So I would say do your research first and foremost. Research of what you want to talk about, research of potential competitors in that field, and also create a plan, create a business plan. Don't just get out there and think you're going to do something, because it won't sustain. So that's pretty much my advice for that.
Wow. And so kind of the logistics of getting things going, it really probably took a lot. I mean, you're working for Nice Kicks, which is, I mean, the goal is kind of the bottom line and is, you know, commercial business, whereas this endeavor is completely reliant a lot of times on volunteers and on people that might not necessarily see the bottom line. And so their goal more is about passion. It seems like more about a deeper motivation than just money. Obviously, maybe do you have people that work on your teams that also have family members that have passed from colon cancer or have it? Or
the foundation has been blessed with people who just like want to just be involved because they see the potential of it, and they see that it's in a space by itself. Like, you don't see too many other organizations raising awareness for colon cancer. And so I've been blessed to, work with some amazing people, some amazingly creative people that not only volunteer, but just like to help with the visual side of the website and the visual side of what we do. To kind of further talk about the Blue Knots initiative, we did an energy video this year, something to kind of like promote Blue Knots and get people to wear them.
Is that what this is here?
That's exactly what this is.
Cool.
Yeah, and
Can
I
we roll
actually
it real
have some here for a giveaway.
Cool.
Later, but
Want to
check
roll it
this
real
one out.
quick? Yeah. Wow, that's really awesome. Real powerful, even though there's no interview, it's just,
Right.
the visuals of that are powerful.
Yeah, no, that was basically, like I said, to promo into March. We put that out, I'd say the last week in February. And it's like I said, it's just a promo thing. The message of that is to have everyone tied together and bring everyone together to raise awareness for the disease.
Wow. And it's grown a lot. Can you kind of talk about, as it grows, kind of scaling it as it grows? Because like you said, NBA stars and the more, ESPN, Baylor's all over ESPN with it. And it's growing fast, maybe faster than you thought it would. And as with any entrepreneurial endeavor, sometimes it grows faster than you think it does. So how are you trying to manage that and trying to build a structure behind it that can support the growth?
Yeah, so a lot of things you just learn as they come. I remember the first year we had NBA players wear them, and we were just so excited for them wearing them that we were just like, oh, that's awesome. Never once did we think about, let's see how we can get the most engagement out of this, like not just have them wear them and no one else knows but us. So that's when we started to put plans in place, like, hey, let's reach out to the actual organization over there and tell them why the players are wearing them, and see if they would be interested in putting out splash pages about the initiative and stuff like that. So I think this year, as it grows more, we're learning to take advantage of these opportunities, and we're in the nonprofit is in the business of awareness. So you have to think of different digital ways, like that video, and different types of initiatives and campaigns to get it going.
Wow. Are there certain times where you know you have to say yes to certain things, but also say no to certain things? I mean, I'm sure that's kind of a hard line to walk as well, you know, saying yes and no.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that I struggle with, because I pretty much say yes to everything. That working with the organization and working with Nice Kicks, it kind of lets you know like what's important. There are some things that you might do that's maybe like a post that you can say, hey, I'll wait on that. For something that may be very popular or very hot during the times that our website is hot. And you usually post those things, or you usually gear your focus to those things instead of, you know, doing other random stuff.
Sure. Have you been able to use the Nice Kicks brand and influence to help Nice Kicks, or I'm sorry, and Kick Roll Classic and the foundation?
For sure.
And vice versa?
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Nice Kicks is behind it 100%, so they help support it. But it's been a mutual relationship. They help us out, and then it also lets Nice Kicks look like they're supporting. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of how the Blue Knots initiative started, and the Kick and Roll Classic. I was sitting there thinking with some of the people that help out. We're like, what's the fastest way to raise awareness? And with a lot of people following me or fans of me that know Nice Kicks, it was an easy transition to involve sneakers in some type of way. And so we could have easily done blue shirts or blue pants or anything, but laces is just such an easy way for the people that know what I do, for them to follow along and do that. And we have some people that wear them like 31 days throughout the March, and the Kick and Roll Classic is just something that people like. I told you about the Kicks on Court earlier. People want their shoes to be featured as well, and so that's what the Kick and Roll Classic is about.
Wow, that's great. I just got one or two more questions, but start thinking about a question you might want to ask George here in a second. But so you have your head in kind of and you know the people that obviously work at Nice Kicks and got it started. That was an entrepreneurial endeavor commercially. You've obviously built from the ground up the organization, foundation. But what would you say some key differences are in the world of commercial, even in strategy, versus the nonprofit world? Would you say that there are, they're kind of, since they have maybe different bottom lines or different goals, that it is maybe communicated differently in different aspects, or
they're
or just even working in the organization? I mean, I guess, is there a big difference? I guess is more my question.
Yeah, no, there's differences, but there's also a lot of similarities in between both. I'd say the biggest difference is Nice Kicks was established already before I got there. So their biggest thing is page views. All they worry about, or all we worry about, is page views. That's not all, but that's how we kind of scale what we're doing.
Return on investment, like
right.
Getting.
And the website, the Kiel Colon Cancer Foundation, we are driven by like awareness, just raising awareness, seeing people involved and stuff like that. But I've also taken some of the cues that I've learned from Nice Kicks to the organization, in the sense that our blog has a lot of different things on it, that a lot of different columns and series and videos and stuff like that. Just because it's an easy transition, and I've learned through Nice Kicks that a lot of people are engaged visually. And so that's kind of the same pattern we take with the organization.
That's good. Well, anybody have any questions for George? The floor is open. Here we go, right here.
Yeah, I'll ask one first, actually, to get us started. You mentioned that Nice Kick's mainly concerned about page views. You have these high-quality videos, though. Are they starting to see the difference between minutes spent on page or minutes spent engaging with y'all as opposed to straight-up page views?
Yeah, no, definitely. I'd say the minutes on site has definitely has definitely increased since we started doing the videos. Our videos are very long-winded in the sense that they're like 20 minutes. Some of them are 20 minutes long, and so that definitely helps with engagement on the site. But we have to watch that as well because some people can get bored with longer videos. But for sure.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Borgiani. Thanks for coming out here, and I'm really proud of you for being from Texas State and being successful. So my question for you is about the goals you had before you got this job. Goals are very important, and were your ideas more like idealistic or realistic, and did you kind of just fall into this, or did you aim to get to where you are today and land it?
Well, I'll say this. I never intended to be a sneaker writer. I didn't even know that existed. I didn't even know you can get paid to do that or whatever. But I always wanted to be a journalist in any kind of way, a creative journalist. I feel like if you have a passion in something, you can make that into something that supports you. And sneakers just happened to be something that I talked about or something that I drew an interest from. Whether that's food trucks or anything you want to talk about, but it was definitely realistic as far as wanting to be a journalist, but not writing about sneakers or anything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
First of all, I want to say I'm a big fan. Been following since like high school, like with your work on Nice Kicks. But my question is about the foundation. How far do you plan on reaching out with that? Because I know like you starting up with the Kick and Roll Classic now, but what are some other ambitions that you have for the foundation going forward, and you know where you want to reach out going to?
Right. Good question. So I want the Kick and Roll Classic to go past Texas. We want that to be a tour in a year or two, and that's going to like various major cities that are into basketball, into sneakers, that we can actually raise awareness for the disease at these different places. The goal for that is to spread the colon cancer message throughout the entire world. We also have different things, different types of fundraiser events, like ideas that are going to come later this year. But we don't want it to always be focused on basketball and sneakers. That might be a good thing for one type of age group, but we want to expand it to everyone. So we have different things like one event coming up in October. We're calling it the Blue Tie Affair. It's like a formal event type of thing where everyone has to dress in blue ties and blue dresses to, attend the event. But just different types of ways that engage people is what we're going for with that organization.
Yeah, thank you for coming out to talk with us today. I got a couple of questions. First one is, what was the first pair of shoes that you can actually remember, looking for and buying? First pair that you're actually like really proud of. You can say that you're your own. And the other thing is, it being in a digital journalistic field, what do you think is the most undervalued skill that people might not really look at, but is actually very vital to your industry?
Your first question, it was probably the Air Jordan 11, the black and red ones, the playoff Air Jordan 11. That was actually the first pair of shoes that I purchased while at Nice Kicks. So that one. And the underrated skill, I would say, I said it earlier, networking. I know you're the professors always say that, like, and it kind of goes in one ear and out the other, but that's like the main thing. Like the more people you know in your field, the more people you know outside of your field, that helps you out tremendously. So I would say networking for sure.
Yes, we met in the elevator. Jonathan again.
Yeah.
My question is for your YouTube series. Are there any potential avenues you would like to look forward to taking, but you're not necessarily able to at this time, just because Nice Kicks isn't available, or they're not necessarily in line with where you want to take it? Because I read that you had wanted to take it internationally, and I don't know where you stand currently.
Yeah, no, we're still working on that. Pretty much everything we've wanted to do with Nice Kicks, we've done it. We're still expanding just to make it bigger and better and not do the same things over and over. We have new ideas coming that include like different types of audiences. Soul Access is one that I feel can engage a lot of people, not just basketball teams and football teams, but also doing soccer clubs, baseball clubs, and stuff like that. So international sneak peek is definitely on the horizon. And I'm sure that will impact a lot of different people because, you know, like people in the UK have a totally different sneaker style. No, that's definitely on the horizon.
My name is Justin. I too have been a fan of the Nice Kicks page, and I never knew they were all related. My question is, at what point do you decide that, okay, I'm ready to take on another project? You know, at what point did you decide to go from, you know, Nice Kicks to Kiel colon cancer to, you know, to the various kind of projects that you start? At what point do you decide, you know, I'm ready for another project?
It's not really an exact point per se. It's just like if you think of an idea, you make it, like I said earlier, you make a plan for it, research it, and you just go and do it. Like it's not really a set time where I'm like, you know, on August 31st, I'm going to start this because by that time, someone else may have done the idea or whatever. But it's not an exact time. It's just basically planning making a business plan. That's another thing that a lot of people, a lot of professors say that you kind of goes in one ear and out the other, but making a plan, like, and if you stick to that plan, you can actually accomplish a lot of things.
Nice Kicks has been such a staple in the sneaker culture. Did you guys ever talk about opening it up to clothing or like how sneakers could go with certain types of styles and things like that? Or is it just specifically going to be focused on sneakers for a while?
We've toyed with the idea of doing kind of partnering with different types of clothing lines and different types of, I'd say, apparel organizations and stuff like that. But I think 85% of our content will always be sneakers. We'll delve into doing stuff with apparel sometimes, but we don't want to lose our core audience. Our core audience really likes sneakers, and that's it. So that's another thing, another word of advice. If you start something, it's nothing wrong with going and doing different things. That was what we call horizontal content. Going and doing different things that kind of bring back the core of your audience, but we don't stray too much from what our people really like.
Where does your obsession with shoes come from?
My obsession for shoes? So honestly, I'm not really obsessed with shoes. I like shoes. I've met a lot of people that are obsessed with shoes, but I really like basketball more than shoes, and so that honestly, shoes are secondary to me to basketball. So I'm not obsessed. I just like them.
Hello. So my question, I wrote it down. I'm going to read it off. It's kind of long and loaded. As Nice Kicks has grown over the years, what new ways is the company trying to reach their audience in terms of staff roles? How are women taking part in the company? And I recently saw Matt Hatfield using Periscope. Is that something that's being tested or something that's like regularly used? And in that Periscope, I saw a girl that was I don't know if she was interning or not, but she was a social media manager of some sort. Mm-hmm. I wanted to know if she was interning and if you could shed light on her position or her role.
Yeah, so you probably saw Monica Cran. She runs our entire social media She runs our Twitter, she runs our Instagram, and occasionally our Snapchat. So yeah, that's her job, like day to day, is kind of seeing the engagement levels of our social media and doing stuff and doing like different social media contests and giveaways and stuff like that. Another woman that's in our organization is actually our director of operations. So she handles everything from a day-to-day standpoint. And Periscope is definitely something we're kind of experimenting with. Like I said, we're set on Instagram and all that, but you always think of different ways to engage people. Like you can't just do the same thing over and over. So that's definitely it. I know you had one more question.
Just women in the. Was it on women in the?
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, no, yeah, she like I said, she takes care of she's our social media director and content creator as far as that. So basically we send her the content and it's on her to like create it and voice it to the masses socially. So yeah.
All right, I've just got a quick follow-up. Who's your favorite old school player in basketball, and then who's your favorite current player?
My favorite old school player and current player. Well, I'm from Houston, so I like Hakeem Olajuwon a lot. So a lot of people don't know this, but I hate saying it, but I like Katino Mobley too. I don't know why. He's left-handed. I'm left-handed. New player it'd probably be I hate to jump on a bandwagon, but Steph Curry is like on another level. I don't even know. He's not even human. Him and I would say I like Russell Westbrook. I like his approach to the game. Very competitive.
I have another question. How big is your team at Nice Kicks? From you're at the top, but how big is your editorial team? How big is your social media team?
Yeah, the editorial team is 5 people, and social team is 3 people, and the operations team is 4 people. So we have close to maybe about 12 people, 12 to 15 people that's involved in the entire organization. So yeah.
How would interns go about applying to work for Nice Kicks?
So
interns wanting to do that here.
So we just opened up an internship program, but it's based out of LA because we have an LA office now. So there's not one currently going on here in Texas, but it just opened up maybe yesterday. Yeah, so it's just for people out there in LA.
Yeah, I had a question regarding his question. What are some of the advantages of working with a small team like yours?
There are a lot of advantages. We get to know what everyone's doing at all times. Sometimes when you work for a bigger corporation, you don't know who's doing what. And that happened at Nice Kicks. At one point, we had like 25 people, which is still small, but not as small as it is now. But some of the advantages is everyone gets to help out with everything. We all have a say-so in what goes on the social media channels. We have a say-so in content. And it just allows us to know everyone's position. And we actually learn from each other. Some people are not strong on social media on our team. Some people are very strong at visuals and doing video, but everyone gets to learn everyone's job doing that.
Yeah, I got 2 questions again. One is you get a chance to work a lot with basketball, obviously something you're very passionate about. Is there anyone you've ever met that's really just starstruck you, or someone you just never thought you'd ever get a chance to shake hands with? And second one, being today how with social media it gives a chance to give everyone a voice, it also tends to kind of flood the market where it's just there's too much going on. For anyone who may be an aspiring writer or is trying to make blog posts, comments, or just trying to get something followed with that, talking about sneakers or anything else, what's some advice you give for them to stand out from the whole crowd of everyone else?
To answer your first question, I'd say again Hakeem Olajuwon. I've gotten a chance to like interview him twice, and he, like I said, he was my favorite player growing up. So I wouldn't say I was starstruck, but I was really like pumped to do that interview. As far as standing out, I just say, and I've said this before, content is king. Having your content stand out more so than any other aspect of your whatever you do. That's the best way. Like getting interviews, exclusive content is how you stand out from the rest. A lot of people I've never been a big fan of people that run social media and they just like talking to the open air. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, there has to be some type of a link or something that kind of makes me want to, visit your website or makes me want to follow you. So I would say content, being different.
Hi, I'm Fernanda. I'm a social media intern for a nonprofit also, so kind of interesting to see what works best for each cause. And I was just wondering what type of content you realize that is most popular or attracts the most attention on your social media while still having your mission.
For Nice Kicks or
For your nonprofit.
Nonprofit. I'd say the content that attracts the most people is video. The more video we do, it seems like we get people to really participate. And also something that we really do a lot with both Kiel Colon Cancer and Nice Kicks is UGC, user-generated content. So we do a lot of kicks of the day or pick of the day on Nice Kicks, and we do some stuff on Kiel Colon Cancer where you at that person and you use their picture and show them doing whatever you want them to do, and that kind of it helps people to see that, hey, this organization is actually paying attention to the people that follow them, or this organization is actually taking the time to check other people's stuff out. So yeah, and then following different types of brands that they might be interested in. So I think that's best, just being a lot of people take the social part out of social media. You got to be social. You have to engage people.
I got a quick question too, or did you have one back there? Okay.
Hey, thanks for coming. I'm also from Houston, and I remember growing up, Hakeem had a Spalding contract for his sneakers, and to my best of my memory, it was always to make them available to everyone, affordable to everyone, and you can buy them and pay less. So how do you feel now being in the industry that you're in, the company that you're in, where the sneaker culture has gone completely, I mean, it's exponentially in the opposite direction, very limited quantities, daily drops of sneakers, prices go through the roof. How do you feel with your favorite player and one of your idols, Hakeem, coming from that place to now kind of producing this mindset and mentality of very limited fashion, and you have to obtain that to be somebody kind of in this day and age?
Well, first off, I actually had those shoes and I got made fun of like every single day for wearing them, but they were Hakeem, so I didn't care. But no, now that shoe wouldn't have any place in this market because everyone wants like the hottest, rarest pair of shoes, which is, to some people it's cool and other people it's like whatever. I always tell people to just be yourself as far as those type of things, but it's definitely taking a turn for you have to be like the first one with it, or you have to post it on Instagram for people to know that you got it, which leaves no place for shoes like that, or no place for like good cause shoes. And I remember when Kevin Durant first came out with his shoe, he told everyone, he told ESPN that he always wanted the shoes to be under $100 for everyone to be able to purchase them. But over time, I think now his shoes are like $175. And that's not in his control. That's just the supply and demand of people wanting it and people wanting updated technology in his shoes. And so Nike can't make an under $100 shoe if they want to add their best technology to it. So I don't know. It depends on how you look at it.
There's something you touched on earlier that I want to kind of bring back in the world of, I guess, in starting a business, being entrepreneurial, or just getting your message out there. There's kind of the idea that if I just, put enough stuff on social media, people will find it, or just focusing on the digital only. But it seems like with the Nice Kicks, you do have a store with the, Kick Roll Classic. It is an event. And so can you kind of talk about how it's not just about a digital message, it's a face-to-face message as well, and kind of how those two messages kind of work hand in hand, one promoting the other, and on the heels of the live event, how it looks online afterwards.
Right. Yeah, no, social media is not everything as far as the organization or any company. You have to have some of the most well-respected brands and biggest brands out there. They have a face that you can kind of go to and check out. I think Whataburger is like one of the biggest brands on social media, and they do a lot of fun things with their social media, but they're also like, you can go to their face-to-face. And they do a good job of extending what they're about in the fast food chain on social media. So they definitely work hand in hand. You have to, I would say you have to have a great face first before you do social media. So that's pretty
like
much
you said, content is king. I mean, you can't promote something if there's nothing to promote.
Right.
So we've got a little game we want to play. We have some laces to give away to some students. I've got some trivia questions about sneakers, and I want to see what you know. Okay, so I might need some help from Dale. Fastest hand. We'll see who gets it. So here's my first question. It is about LeBron James. He was almost offered an offer by Reebok until who bought him out, and for how much? Oh, okay, here we go. All right, who bought him out?
Nike. I want to say it was 25 million.
Up.
30, 40.
Hey, we'll give it to him anyway. How many do we have anyway?
We have
a good amount.
Yeah, we have 10.
Okay, cool. Well, I think you definitely deserve one there. All right, next question.
Was it 90 million?
It was 90. Yeah.
You got it right here.
Hey, great job. All right, so come and get your laces. Maybe we'll do that after.
Yeah.
We'll have them come on up. All right, so tell me what year about 80,000 pairs of Nikes got lost at sea. Wow. Any ideas? It was in the 90s. I'll give you that. This can be, anyone can guess, okay? So that is why I asked that. MC. Nope. 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 No. 90. Yep, we got a 90. Okay. It was the 90s.
There's
Okay.
two gone.
Okay, we'll say this. This might give it away. Air Force One video was banned by MTV for excessive product placement. Artist name. Nelly. Okay. Yep, you got it, Bailey. Great job. All right, now which famous tennis player had a signature Reebok shoe called the Fig Jam DMX? The word Fig Jam is an acronym for "If I'm good, just ask me." Oh, yeah. Andy Roddick, that's right. Okay, I only had 4 questions. So, we've got more. We will figure out how to distribute those.
Yeah.
Do you have any trivia questions you can think of?
Maybe I'll do it pertaining to Nice Kicks.
Yeah, Nice Kicks questions.
Let's see. Basketball trivia. We have a lot of basketball fans in here.
Or we could guess how many followers you have on, but then they can look that up really quick.
But that can be quick. Yeah, how many followers do I have on Instagram? No. Me personally.
Oh, him personally.
4,000?
Hey, all it does is just look it up. Google it. Okay, real quick. Do we have any more questions? I don't want to do this too much, but let's give to the best questions that we've heard. Maybe that would be a good prize.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just have one more question. It's kind of piggybacking off of your question about the current culture of sneaker right now. What do you think about Jordan? Like, because I think last year they started doing the remaster, like the whole making, because people a lot of people complain about the quality of the sneaker.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about, first of all, the prices? How far do you think it is to they'll be okay, we cut it off, and what do you think about the actual sneaker now remaster?
That's a touchy situation for me, but I honestly, I think the prices will continue to go up as long as people continue to buy them at those prices. I remember they tested the market back in 2001, where they had it was a Jordan 17, and it came in a suitcase, and they priced it at $200, and everybody was like, "What? Why is this $200? Is it just because of the suitcase?" But then they sold out, and I think that was a turning point where they said we can pretty much throw anything out here, and people will buy it at these ridiculous prices. And so LeBrons now are $275, which is crazy to me. Especially coming from where we're talking about the Hakeem shoe being $30. But I don't necessarily think the remaster shoes are worth that. I think that they're definitely a step in the right direction production wise, but as long as people continue to buy them, they're going to continue to go up. So if you buy them, they'll probably be $500 in 3 years.
I have another question. What's your next goal? What are your plans for the future with Nice Kicks, or even perhaps beyond Nice Kicks?
So we're doing a lot of things with the Kiel Colon Cancer Foundation that we're trying to. Everyone involved sees that as a potential to be something very great and something that we can all that can support us throughout. So that's where our main focus is right now. We have some other endeavors that kind of spin off of the organization that we're trying to develop plans for right now. But there's been different things and different opportunities that have come from Nice Kicks as well that we're just trying to figure out what we're going to do. But definitely the organization.
Hi. I'll ask what I always ask is, what advice do you have for students for them to be doing right now in school to prepare for a job that's very digitally and socially oriented, or to start their own organization? What should they be doing while they're in school, or maybe what did you wish you did when you were in school?
Yeah, I'd say the biggest advice right now is you won't always have the mindset right now of this is what I want to do. Usually that's for other professions. Other professions are hey, I want to be a doctor from day one. But I would say right now, research. Just look at different things that interest you and see if there are some things that you might be interested in a certain way that's not out there right now. And I feel like in journalism, that's the best way to create something that's unique. Is finding, for example, the editor, the CEO of Nice Kicks. He likes basketball. He likes reporting on basketball, but he noticed that everyone was wearing sneakers. Everyone was into these different brands like Nike and Under Armour and stuff like that, but no one was reporting directly on the sneaker business. And so that's where the idea came of nicekicks.com. So I would say look at your interests and research different ways to different ways to create content by that.
I've just got one last question. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of having a diverse work community, whether that is race, age, background, whatever it may be? What are the pros to having a diverse team, especially when you're starting out with a smaller team or growing, and kind of building that out in your organization?
Yeah. No, that's definitely important. You want to be able to cater to all kinds of people. So if you have just, if you're not diverse, when people look at your organization or when people look at your company, and if they don't see all kinds of people in it, then some people may think a certain way. But if you include everyone, then people are more likely to be a part of something or want to work with you.
See new perspectives and be able to reach a broader group of people. That's what I tell my students. The more you can reach across that horizontal reaching, I mean, you're just getting more eyes to what you're doing, get your message out there more effectively. So
with our organization, we have people that help out that are some of our brand ambassadors are like 18, 19. They just help out. And then some people are like 40, 45, 50. But just getting all kinds of people in between those age groups that see what this is about, because colon cancer affects everyone, not just older people. And a lot of people our age and below think they don't even think about like cancer. Like cancer can't affect me. I'm young, but we've actually researched it and seen that colon cancer rates are like rising in young adults and stuff like that. So just getting that message out there is very key.
Well, great. Let's all give George a big hand clap and thank him for joining us.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure, and just want to leave a little bit of time in case you wanted to ask George something separately. We do have a few laces left. If you asked a question, first come, first serve, come and get your laces. These are the blue knots.
Don't forget, undergrads, please sign in on the sheet outside. Thank y'all again.
For sure.
You know, actually, my uncle has colon cancer, so
Oh,
I think
really?
it's really awesome to wear these.
Yeah, no, definitely, man, definitely.
Definitely hard for him.
Sorry to hear that.
I think he's actually,
Oh, that's awesome to hear.
You always have to, monitor those.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Thank you.